Hey, hello kids. You know how I love wildlife, all the different animal species, and believing that they also possess qualities that we believe are uniquely human, such as feeling emotions, can be highly structured socially, and they must have personalities, right? You remember that many species of animals have the capability and ingenuity to build complex homes, such as beavers who build dams, and all kinds of birds who build quite elaborate nests. Many animals store food for the winter, and many more know how to use tools to help them get to food or water. So when I find articles like the one I'm going to read to you today, I'm a happy person. This one is about whales and is from Time magazine. The title of the article is How Whales Can Teach Us to Be Better Humans, and it is written by Brian Skerry. Skerry has been a wildlife photographer and researcher for the National Geographic for many years. I am the most envious. What he found was that whales are intelligent, caring, they have personalities, and they even fashion games where they play for fun. Okay, this is a great short article. I'm gonna cruise right through it, but I will mention the important vocabulary down below. Please study them. Okay, here we go. For the last 23 years, I've traveled around the world as a wildlife photographer and photojournalist. The pandemic ground all that to a halt. Like most of us, I was home for more than a year. In that time, I reflected on what I've learned during those 2+ decades of non-stop travel. My last trip, which ended in March 2020, was part of a 3-year project photographing whales that focused on their culture and behaviors. I came away with a striking observation. Genetically identical species of whales behave differently depending upon where they live, much like humans. They form clans with unique dialects or languages. They develop cultural food preferences. They showcase special parenting techniques. They even hold singing competitions. 方言 dialect, preferences 偏好 Do you prefer this? Do you prefer that? 所以它的名词就是 preference。Showcase 以前告诉过你们了，就是呈现，表演呈现。Parenting techniques, singing competitions. More importantly, they pass on these ancestral traditions through their calves. 小鲸鱼叫做 calves 跟牛一样。牛就是那些 buffalo 或者是所有的动物都有他们特殊的名词来形容他们的小朋友，还有他们一群一群的名字Not only are they teaching their children survival skills, they are passing on their culture. I also saw these sentient, highly intelligent animals display other typically human behaviors. They have personalities and celebrate their identity. Some whale species give their calves names and greet each other when they meet. They show love, empathy, and grief. Sentient, 有感官的有感觉的，自我了解的 conscious， 就是很敏感的，很敏锐的。Empathy 这个字非常重要就是你能够设身处地去想象别人的经历。我看到以前中文字典有说什么共鸣什么东西我觉得那个都翻得不够好。 grief 这个你们应该知道，悲伤。Family is immensely important to them. 你们应该知道 immense 就是很大的意思，对不对？这个字非会不可。Within orca families, individuals live nearly 5 times longer if grandmothers are present. Take sperm whales. These animals are shy and gentle, quite counter to their popular portrayal in Herman Melville's Moby Dick. They roam the open ocean and spend most of their lives in the deep sea, searching for squid to feed on. They may spend much of their day in solitude, but they also have families led by the older, wiser females of the group. 这几个字都非常重要。Counter 就是相反的 ，quite counter to their popular portrayal. Moby Dick 就是那一篇非常有名的小说，就是叙述一个船长怎么样跟一个很可怕的鲸鱼斗争的故事。但是那个故事当然是错的，因为现实的 sperm whale 是非常 shy and gentle 的，而且他们好像真的很喜欢吃 squid， 就是章鱼。solitude 孤独的、单独过日子。roam 就是会在大草原上面，就是糟糕 roam 的中文是什么 ？roam 这个字非会不可，没关系，我忘记中文是什么了。These whales are especially challenging to study, but spend enough time with them, and you will see them occasionally gather as a family to socialize near the surface. I've been privileged to be in the water with them during these times. What I saw can only be described as love. They roll around together, rubbing against one another, gently biting and playing. They close their eyes and delight in each other's company. 这些我们都知道了，动物事实上是非常有感情的。For an animal that spends most of its life in a 3-dimensional liquid void, rarely touching anything, I imagine that these moments are pure joy. Although their lives in the ocean are difficult, they've learned to make time for each other. This alone must bring them bliss. Bliss 就是超级快乐哈，非常欢乐，叫做 bliss. 3-dimensional liquid void， 你们就可以想象他们住的地方就是一个长宽高，而且是一个 liquid 液体的一个空虚的一个地方。Rarely touching anything， 在水里面他们可能很少会碰到什么重要的东西。Perhaps my favorite observation took place in the Canadian Arctic with beluga whales. This population of belugas spends its winters in total darkness in the waters near Greenland. In the summer, when it is light 24 hours a day, they swim hundreds of miles through the Northwest Passage to reach their summer playground. It's near land, where the water is shallow and slightly warmer. To produce images in these conditions, my team and I had to design and build new remote cameras that I placed underwater before the whales arrived. Canadian Arctic 接近北极了哈。Greenland 就是格陵兰，就是那个世界上最大的岛屿就是格陵兰。The photographic results exceeded our wildest expectations, but one aspect of their lives was a complete surprise. They play games with little rocks. In this shallow, 3-foot deep water, belugas will occasionally pick up pebbles with their mouths. They will carry them around for a while and then drop them. Another whale then swims by to pick the pebble up again. Ever since I captured these images, I've thought often about these polar whales living far away at the top of the earth. Their daily lives are busy and challenging. They have to catch food and take care of their young. They deal with social situations where no doubt conflicts occur. And they have to face predators and serious threats every day. Yet they still make time to play. They find a perfect pebble and carry it around because it makes them happy. How wonderful is that? We can see ourselves in these creatures. Humans also speak different languages, enjoy different foods, and pass down family traditions. But perhaps most strikingly, we also rely on one another. The moments we spend with our loved ones are often the most treasured and meaningful in our lives, just as belugas do. In between the hustle and bustle of our daily lives, it's essential for us to make time for other things that bring joy. In other words, every now and then, each of us should pause our days and find that perfect pebble. My guess is that decades from now, they will be what we cherish the most. Cherish, 我们最珍惜的 To find that perfect pebble. OK, 这篇文章非常有趣，你们对我很了解。我一直告诉你们，所有的动物跟人类根本是没有差别的。OK, later.